another episode of Talking with Pastor. I have the honor and the privilege to be next to this great woman of God, a phenomenal singer, a phenomenal preacher, and an awesome pastor who is the pastor of the Seven Light Baptist Church. I'd like to introduce you to Reverend Lois Giles. Pleasure to see you. Pleasure to always be here with you at Seven Light. This is like my second home. And I'm glad that you took the time to be here and just allowed us to be able to get a little more in depth with you. I want people to know about you, and I want to know if they can make a connection to you. So just tell a little bit about yourself. Where did you start? Where did you come from? And how did you get to this point?
Well, I started at the Rev. Baptist Church many years ago. Actually, my first church here was Goodwill Baptist Church. Stayed there until I got married, and then I left there, went to LaGree with my husband, the late Deacon William Giles Jr. And we stayed there for 30 years or more. And I stayed there and was licensed there, ordained there, and I was installed in Seven Light 2008, 2009, and I've been here ever since. So I'm celebrating 2009, 10th anniversary. We just celebrated this past February, 10 years, and a banquet in April, which was an awesome experience. But I came from a very humble beginning. I was raised by my grandmother down in Georgia, and I knew the Lord from a very early age. So it was never out of my rim that I would be where I am today. Yeah.
Is there, so I know that I've heard that you are a phenomenal singer. You've been singing for most of your life, and tell me a little bit about that.
I started singing when I was in Georgia. I learned singing from my grandmother. We were a very Christ-centered family. That's what I would like to use. Everybody said, we're a religious family, but everybody's not a Christ-centered family. And I came from that humble beginning where she taught me to sing and to pray and to love people. That was always one of our goals in life, to love. And I love singing. That's my heart. That's my desire. And I traveled. I'm sure you're aware. I did do a tour for 6 months in Europe. Did quite a few different countries, and we did television and all of that. And that was one of my dreams, and God has granted me the desires of my heart. And that was one of the desires of my heart. To become a pastor was not a desire. That was a call from God. I had nothing to do with that. That was God. That was God's doing. Yeah.
Since being here at Seven Light, of course, you yourself, I would call you the light here in Seven Light, that you have been embarking on this journey with your church and with your ministry. Where do you see yourself going with your ministry and with Seven Light?
Well, Seven Light has grown tremendously. When I started here, I think we had maybe 15 to 30 active members, and now we have over 100 and something members, and God has blessed us. And the call is not to just join the church. The call is to let the church be in you. And the call is to be saved, not just to come to church because it's a way of doing something on Sunday morning. And I see ourselves going into a different light, as we would say. This is Seven Light. But Seven Light was established over 75 years ago. In fact, 75 years this past June by the late Reverend Harrison. And it was such an appropriate name because if you notice in this church, we have very little light on even right now. And this church provides a brighter light, a light for the community. It's also in the middle of 2 bus stops, and we sing on Sunday morning. They hear us on Sunday whenever there's a rehearsal. There's always ways of reaching people, and we try to reach the community. And we have a congregation who lives in the area, And what they do is they take the word out. And when they take the word out, people come in. And the church begins to grow. Yeah.
So, from your perspective, you've been pastoring for at least 10 years now.
10
and
years.
You've probably been preaching for longer than that.
Yes. I started, I was licensed to preach in 99.
Okay.
So that's quite some time. Yeah.
Yes.
Quite some time. And never thought that I would be in the position that I am now. But it's only by the grace of God. Only by the grace of God. I've had a lot of challenges in my life. I think what preachers, sincere preachers do, is they preach from self-experience. I lost both of my parents. My grandparents, of course, but my parents both passed. My mother died in a tragic car accident back in '90. So I suffered that, but God brought me through it. And then I had a woman in my life by the name of Grace Hyman, who everyone thought was my mother because of our affiliation with church and singing. And she guided me in some directions in church that I will never forget. And I'm always indebted to her. So as a result of it, I have some sisters and brothers on her being my mom in the ministry, as well as I consider her as a godmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what as being pastor for so long, what advice or what counsel could you give to preachers or future pastors that are coming in this new era? Because as you know, this is a new era coming into the church.
Yes.
So what could you say to encourage new pastors and new preachers in going forth in this direction?
And going forth in the direction, the one thing that I would like to encourage any new minister is that you love the people. First love God, and then love the people. It's not about you, it's about Jesus Christ. It's not about you accomplishing. We like to look at all of the accomplishment that preachers make, but you see the glory, but you don't know the story. You see all of the glamour, you see the singing, you see me enjoying Jesus Christ, but you don't know what it took for me to get where I am. And one of the things that a lot of people don't consider is that, yes, we love Jesus, we know the Bible, we know this, we know that, but you have to meet people at their level and not try to be above them, but be with them and not above them. And that's one of the lessons that I learned from my mother. My mother, her name was Susie Baker, and she always met people at their level because she loved to do for others. And I've always been a giver, always been a giver. And I think if the preachers today would not think so highly of themselves, and realize that they didn't get where they are by themselves, that they had to stand on shoulders of other people to get where they are. And once you realize that, people will start to, come and you will be drawing people to Jesus Christ. Not to yourself, but to Jesus Christ. Because man will fail you, but God never fails. God never fails.
Listen, I appreciate you so much for giving me a moment of your time, Pastor Giles. What you can do for me as we close, you can just leave some encouraging words to the people that will be watching this and let them know about when your services are going on here at Seven Light, and just leave them on a good note.
Okay, on a good note, Seven Light Baptist Church is at 3855 3rd Avenue, the corner of Claremont and 3rd Avenue. Our summer hours are from 10 to 11:30, no later than 12. Come as you are. The regular services start the second Sunday in September. We start from 11 and we're out by 1:30. But if the Holy Spirit comes in, then we'll stay as long as it takes. And sometime it comes in and we just can't get out. But what I want you to know is that Jesus Christ loves you. That he loves you so much that every day we wake up, that there's a new beginning. And because there's a new beginning in your life every day, you have a chance to get it right. So I admonish you that when you go to bed at night, give him thanks. And when you wake up in the morning, give him the glory.
Thank you, Rev.
Thank
Giles,
you
for
so
giving me a
much.
little bit of your time. I appreciate you. And until the next time, this is Thaddeus Bajet. We're talking with Pastor. I'll see you soon. And come to this place because this is where the light is. Talk to you soon.
God bless.